Just the recordings of progress. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so this right here is the graph of absolute of x. What I'm going to do is make a table and help you understand how this graph is devised. Actually, let me go to a whiteboard. That might be better. You guys could actually just sit back and relax and just watch. And then we'll fill out the notes. So what if you had this as an equation, right? And you're asked to graph it. Anything that you are unfamiliar with, like if you haven't graphed before, usually you make a table, right? So we're going to make an XY table. Now, why don't you guys give me some numbers I should plug in? Just throw out some numbers.
3, 7.
3, 7.
4.
Let's go a little smaller. But yeah.
1.
1. How about 0? 1. Okay, so a bunch of random numbers here. Actually, let me write this more neatly. 3, 7, 4, -3, -1, 0, 1. Okay, if I were to plug in 3 in for x, what would I get? What would y equal? 3. Great. How about the other one? If I plug in 7, what do I get? 7. How about I plug in 4? Now, how about -3? 3, yes. How about -1? 1. Great. And then I would just, make a coordinate plane. And I'll give you guys coordinate planes, by the way. You don't have to make your own coordinate planes. Okay, so I'll go up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, you guys just sit back and watch. You don't have to copy anything down just yet. All right, let's plot the points. So 3, 3. So right here. 7, 7. Way up here. 4, 4. The -3, 3 is right here. -1, 1 is right here. 0, 0 is right here. And 1, 1. If I connect these, what do you think I'm forming? Kind of like a check mark or like a V. I mean, if I were to plug in larger, kind of sounds kind of larger negative numbers like -5, I get 5. What if I plug in like -20? What would I plug in -20? 20. What you're actually creating, without realizing it, it's actually 2 lines. It's actually y equals -x and y equals x, which kind of makes sense because if y equals x value, do we talk about we split this into 2? We split into what you see without the absolute value and its negative counterpart, right? Then we say when we have like absolute of x equals 4, what does x equal? 4 or -4, right? So it's kind of the same thing. This is giving me y equals x and y equals -x. That's like y equals x right here. That's like y equals -x. However, does this graph ever dip below the y-axis? No, because y can't be negative. Y equals absolute value. Y can't be negative. So this is the absolute value graph. It's just a V shape. It's a very simple graph. Now let me go to the notes. So again, if I were to make a quick table, I'll go easy numbers. I know you guys show some pretty wacky numbers, but if I were to do like -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, I would get 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. And there's your graph. And we call it the parent function because it's the most basic. It's the most basic graph you can make for absolute x. Let's talk about domain. Remember, domain was x. We talked about it the other day. Domain's the x values. What x values? I mean, are there any restrictions?
2 and -2 for that table.
No, just in general. Are there any? Alex, go ahead. It's all real numbers. Yeah, there are no restrictions at all. Yeah, I know you're looking at the table, but just in general, the whole function, it's all real numbers. Like, there's no reason why any number should be excluded. Now, how about range? Good, Lizzie? So then y could be greater than or equal to 0. Exactly. Good. Could equal 0 also. So I have all real numbers and y is greater than or equal to 0. Great.
So range can never be negative.
Unless I move the graph around,
Okay.
which we're going to do in just a sec. But for now, the parent function. Did you guys ever do this in Algebra 1 at all? You did? Okay. Actually, I know Ms. Buckley did because I was in this room. I know Liz was in this room one, and she would get. She was funny. She would get on some people's cases for not doing the homework. It was pretty funny when I was sitting in eavesdropping. But now let's do this. Before I talk about the second half of this these notes, you guys know Desmos, right? Desmos is great. If you ever want to do absolute value, just hit abs. You get that. So there you go. Y equals outside of x. Now here's the question I have for you guys. What if I did +1? What if plus? Actually, let me do a new graph. Here we go. There we go. So the red is outside of x. The blue is outside of x +1. What do you think the +1 did to the graph? Moved up one. It should, right? Because you're adding 1 to y. So absolutely, if y equals this, you're adding 1 to it. Yeah, let's move it up 1. What if I put a -2? What would happen? Go down 2. There you go. Goes down 2. It's very intuitive. If I went down 3.5, goes down 3.5. We call this the vertex, the middle, right? This is called the vertex. So the vertex shifts depending on what you put on the outside. Okay. What if I multiplied the absolute value by 2? Okay, what happened now from red to blue? What happened? Well, by putting the 2, did it get narrower or wider? It got narrower. Now it's kind of weird because 2 you would think it would get fatter. It actually should get narrower because 2 is like a slope. 2 is like a slope. Like think about what the slope here is. You go up, you go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Yeah, so it gets more steep, right? If I put 1/2, it gets wider because going up 1 over 2, exactly. What if I put a negative out in front?
It's going to go down.
It flips over. If I put a negative out in front, it flips over because now the y values are negative, right? They were positive originally, now they become negative. So those are called transformational changes, right? And that's what we're applying here. The one last thing I want to talk about, this is a bit counterintuitive. So what just happened now from red to blue? It moved horizontally, right? Yes. Before it was at 0. Now it's at 1. It would be at 1 because 1 minus 1 is 0. Gets you back to what you had originally. It's a bit counterintuitive because when you think of minus one, you think of left one. It's actually right one. This is actually going to be right one. So generally speaking, we tend to write absolute value graphs like this. And this is something we're going to do a lot. We're going to do this a lot this year. Where A, you should write it down, yeah. You should write it down.
If it was x plus 1, it would be the same.
It'll go left 1.
It'd go left.
Yeah, if I put +1, see I went left 1. The reason it goes left 1 is that I'm trying to get to 0, so I got to put -1 and get to 0. So what H? If negative goes right, exactly. So H represents the horizontal shift. K represents the vertical shift. And A takes care of stretch or reflect. Yeah, you should write this down somewhere in your notes. So H is responsible for the horizontal shift. K is responsible for the vertical shift.
And A is just like narrow,
wider, or you flip it up. Exactly. We're gonna do some examples in just a second.
So A is like
slope.
The slope in a way.
oh,
It's not a slope. I do want to be careful because when we do get to parabolas that are curved, that are not linear, you can't really call a slope that's not linear. So it's but for now we can call it like a slope because it is making the graph wider than narrower, or it could cause the graph to flip over if it's negative.
So I'm just wondering, we're probably not going to get anything like a summary of terms on the test, right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Well, last year, she would like give us a thing that would give us like some of the equations.
I'm more happy to give this to you guys.
So we wouldn't have to like memorize it.
No, yeah, I mean, ultimately, you will need to know this. I mean, you're going to know it well because we're going to do this for every unit. Yeah. Because we're going to, whatever graphs I teach you guys, it's kind of like Star Wars, right? Like, all the characters are like the functions, right?
Yeah.
And then ultimately, we're going to have to start moving them around. That's exactly what we're going to do.
Okay.
So you will eventually, but yes, I'm more than happy to give this to you guys on our test so that you guys.
Will we get like slope intercept and like those formulas, or should we memorize?
You should memorize. Let me talk to the other math teachers about that. You should, for now, memorize them. Yeah, but this is still a little new, so I would give this to you guys. It's really good. Yeah, I'll get into that after I finish this. I'll get into that. All right, now let's go back to notes. All right, here we go. So you can see how these diagrams summarize all the movements, right? So like here you have opposite of x in blue, but see how even x plus 3 went 3 left. The greens you have moved 2 right and 3 down. That's why it's x minus 2 minus 3. This middle one, see you have a negative in front, it flipped it over. The far right one, see how if you had like 3x, it makes it narrower, or 0.5x makes it wider. So let's look at these two examples here. So what I would recommend you do is identify the vertex and plot 2 more points. That would be my suggestion, is identify the vertex and plot 2 more points. So remember I gave you guys this, right? Y equals a, x minus h.
There's no a in that. So
You assume it's 1.
Oh, so we just assume it's a.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you do is you have to figure out how the graph moves compared to the parent function. The parent function is just outside of x, right? So what do you see here that we've done compared to the outside of x? We have minus 4 on the outside. So what's that minus 4 do on the outside? It makes it go
down 4.
The minus 2 makes it go
to the right.
To the right. So my vertex is going to be 2, 4. Okay.
And then we already have like the slope.
So 2, 4. And then a is 1 because you don't see anything being multiplied. So 1 is outside. So you see it's 1. So think of like a slope of 1.
Wait, positive 4?
Well, positive 1 on the right side, negative 1 on the left side because that's the value.
Wait, but if it's minus 4, shouldn't it be?
Isn't it?
Oh, I made a mistake.
Oh.
Guys, sorry. Good. You guys are paying attention. Good. No wonder there's confusion. Good. I was like, wait, what did I do wrong? My apologies. It's 2, -4. Thank you, Patrick. And who else was going to?
It's negative. It's negative.
Yeah, right. My apologies.
Because you're going vertex is h.
Right.
Negative h.
Well, the thing is that so
absolute value.
So h is going to be 2.
It's what I'm.
Right, and k is going to be -4.
So for that one, right. Go absolute value of h.
Right. Well, not technically. It's really more just when you see the minus, you go right. When you see the positive, you go left.
It's going to be a negative.
So because you got to plug 2 in. Okay, Meredith, go ahead. Sure, go ahead. And Haley?
So X is like the A.
Yes.
And the
K is like the Y. Exactly. But like alphabetical order.
Can't we just think of it as like
So if it's -2 in there, then it's going to go to 2, and if it's +2, then it goes to 3.
Exactly.
So it's just
It's counterintuitive, right?
that's what I was saying, the negative h, because it's like flipping it.
Yeah, it's just that the reason I'm hesitant to say to just take the opposite value of that number is that we're going to start doing other functions where you wouldn't do that. So yeah. But yeah, there you go. Let's look at the next one here. Okay, h is going to be -4. When you have so what's on the so you see how we have x minus h, right? Here we have x plus 4. H has to be -4 to make that x plus 4. So if you look at x plus 4, this goes 4 left and 2 up. So we're going 4 left and 2 up, exactly. So 4 left, 2 up. Yeah, so you're going to go down and over. You're going down and over. Yep. So it opens down instead of up. So you guys will have a chance to practice. We'll practice this after, because I'm almost done with these notes. We'll do more practice, and then they'll practice over the weekend. And again, I'll be available Zoom office hours on Sunday night and Monday a few times. Yeah, if you want to come back, we don't. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. All right. Domain. Let's do domain really quickly.
Domain is at y. Range is x.
Is domain always going to be all real?
Always middle real.
No. Domain is all real. Range is all real greater than
So wait.
to -5.
All right. What do you guys think about the range?
All real greater than or equal to -4. And then
Okay.
all real
Hmm?
smaller than or equal to +2.
Perfect. Good work, Hugo. Thank you. The range is going to be the y coordinates that you get out. Just look at the graph. The lowest y coordinate is -4, and we're going up. The highest y coordinate is 2, we're going down.
Is the
Domain's going to be all real numbers for both.
Wait, why is domain? Oh, yes. Oh, because of the
But
Yeah,
domain is
y
all real
range.
numbers. Wait, so
Domain is going to be for x.
I got this mixed up.
There are no restrictions for x.
So when would there be restrictions?
When we start getting to square roots or
So
denominate like
you have to really worry about that on the test.
not for this one because we haven't done anything like that yet.
So should we just assume not domain is just all real?
Yeah.
Which one?
For now.
We're
Yeah.
not doing domain.
We could. I gotta look at it again. I don't remember.
And then range is y.
Range is y. Right.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Just think that it's
For these functions, they will be. So for our test, it will be, but we will eventually in the future. Not until probably in the spring semester. Yeah. So okay, let's do 2 more graphs, and then we'll move on to 2-8. Okay. Okay, so this goes 3 right, 4 up. Yeah, it's just sometimes just
It's like always.
always. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't make these notes.
Like on some of the review problems during the summer, like the graph was just off.
Yeah, I think a lot of times that what happens that you write these problems and you don't really make the adjustment to the graphs, and it's just a lot of work. So no one wants to go and change it. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to prime this for you guys. So the q of x goes 3 right, you get -3.
There's 4 up there plus 1 outside, and the slope is 2. For the second graph, S of x, there's no horizontal shift. You don't have to do anything with the x on the inside. So you want 4 up because you have plus 1 outside, and there's a slope of like -3 degrees. Now, the vertex.
The vertex is going to be 3, 4 for the first one. And it'll be 0, 4 for the other one.
You work with the converse and right? Absolutely.
So there's nothing on the x.
Great.
Because you got to think of the original graph, right? And we didn't shift it horizontally, so we didn't do anything right behind us. You didn't do it down.
So there's just nothing in there.
0. And if you have nothing to add to the outside, then the y side.
See, what do you mean by can you work with the converse? Right?
I will get there. I'll get there. It's working backwards. Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Run over.
Yeah, don't confuse it, Patrick.
Rise.
Don't confuse class.
Can I put on the board rise over run?
No,
Sure.
run over rise just for the test. Like,
Oh, that's
Right? That'd be mean.
and then you gotta like keep it independent.
Yeah, it sounds really wrong.
Well, it's because we beat into you guys so many times.
Actually, that could
I'll erase it. Okay.
So see what I just did? A slope 2 over 1. Go that line. Down 3 over 4.
Right triangle. Geometry.
If you so desire,
You could also plug in like, what if you were to plug in -4, right? After the -4 is 4, and then 3 4 says go for -3, -3 plus 4. Here, if I plug 4 in, right? 4 minus 3 is 1, 2 plus 4 is 6. I get 4 comes 6.
so as a quick check, you can always plug in points to see how it's going. So hopefully it's really about pattern recognition more than anything else. Kayla, go ahead. Yeah, so you can go up 2 and right 1.
And then you just kind of mirror image of this. Just like over here, so it went down 3 right 4. Kind of mirror image.
I mean, this doesn't seem that bad.
Do you think it's better or worse?
So you guys will have plenty of practice. And by the way, if you want more practice on your own, if you were to do this, hold on a sec. I think it's right here. Okay.
Like 9.
Holy, that's like
everybody.
Wait, does the X and Y go first? X goes first, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like,
Alphabetical order. Oh, sorry, go ahead. By the way, if you guys are looking for extra practice on this over the weekend, there should be okay, well, actually it's not here. Never mind. I thought it was extra practice here. The review guide should be enough. All right. Now, one last thing.
Is that what happened? Yeah. I'm on gear. No, that's not gear. Which make you more confident.
No, but if you're not like ADHD and you take it, it's
okay, I think I did it.
I'm not.
I don't know if I did.
I'm in need of gear.
yeah.
All right, here we go, guys.
So wait, what do you mean by confident?
So working backwards. So now we're going to do things reverse. Yeah, so now answer your question, you go.
I thought it's meant to like actually finding the workers. Yeah. I got graph.
Oh, you like just putting in the equation now?
So now you give them the graph, give me the equation that goes to the graph.
So it's not easy. I got
So if you look at this graph, clearly this went 4 left, 5 up. This graph went the two right, 1 up. And then this is of course flipped over, and this has some sort of adjustment to its slope. So remember, I will give this to you guys, and I'll tell you what each of these things represent. So A is the horizontal shift.
X plus 4.
K is vertical.
No, X minus 2.
And A is like slope.
X minus
2. Okay. So let's go for the first one here.
I said plus 1. Like, what are you talking about? Wait, what? But really, that's my.
All right.
Okay, let's look at this bad one here.
This is slope.
I went 4 left.
Slope is 1 half.
So one gonna put this out here. After the X is left.
4.
Good. Plus 4. Thank you, AJ. Plus 4.
Excellent. Plus 4.
No,
It'll be plus 5.
It'd be plus 5.
Because you're going 5 up.
Is not inverted. But 4 is inverted.
And then how far do I go down and right?
1 half.
Right 4.
-1.
1 half.
It'll be -1/2, yeah.
Oh, so you just do 1 to the other.
Exactly, right. Exactly.
So I did that mostly.
So you have
Is that a
X plus
2.5?
plus 5 on the outside and -half.
Is that a 2 or a 2.5? On the
That's
second
2,
side?
1. This right here.
Does that look like a 2?
Oh, where the, hold on. Are you talking right here?
Yeah, y intersection.
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
Assume it's a 2.
It probably is 2.5. I don't know. Okay. Well, let me,
Oh, so you just want 5-3.
right, to find a recognizable point. All right, let's try this one over here. We went 2 left. So, no, 2 right. 1 up. And slope of 2/3, I think.
I think I got this on.
Patrick, go ahead. Tell us what you got.
I got y equals 2/3
Mm-hmm.
absolute value x minus 2 absolute value plus 1.
Dude, you nailed it. Good work. Excellent.
This is a positive 2 to make it a negative.
Lock
Exactly.
it in.
Exactly. Now, when you do,
Brain
check
power
your work.
work.
If I were to plug in 2, I should get y plus 1.
It's so weird how it's
That's why it would not be x plus 2. If you
so
put x plus
weird how
2,
it's
you would not get
opposite.
1 for y. Or if you plug 5, you should get 3. Plug 5 and I get 3. 2/3 of 3 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So
this is how you can check your work.
Oh, we're doing these things then.
Okay.
Wait, how can you check your work?
Plug in the point back into your equation
Oh,
to see if it's satisfied.
we're
To see if the left side equals the right side.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
But it's wait, is it
So-
dotted?
So-
That's the next one.
So wait.
Dot is not included.
Does not include.
So if you get a
Solid.
point and then you plug
Solid is
in.
included.
Yes.
Wait, Mr. E, so if you get a point
That's what I'm
and then
saying,
plug
that's a
in
total double
5 for
Right.
x and then 3 for
Right.
y,
Yeah, sure.
and if
Yeah.
that's equal,
Got
then
it.
you're good.
And it's greater
Okay,
than.
that-
so it's the
All right. Last one, guys. Last topic here.
right, and then
Last topic.
and then -2x.
All right.
you hate these. I hate these. It's just one little extra step. That's all it is. It's one
Oh,
extra step.
no. Those are not easy.
Yeah, they're really easy.
I know. All right.
I know.
You did graph some lines last class, right? You just graph line.
Boom, done.
Only slight difference. You got only slight difference here. If you have an inequality, you have to determine 2 things. This is just like a line.
Let me type to the text box. Let me type to the text box for you guys. Here we go. Just like graphing a line, but 2 small extra steps.
Wait, if it's
Dash versus solid line. Shade up or down.
It's a vertical line.
Okay, that's it.
That's all it is. It's you just graph like with a line, but dash versus solid or shade up or shade down.
Oh, this is so fun. I
And
didn't know that.
So how do you do it? So right here, you solid if it's like this. Here,
Oh, bro, you're doing the other side.
Straight up, it's greater.
So,
But the one like
that's
The alligator's leaning one. Or the alligator's leaning the other side. Is less.
But I did literally never ask. I gave you a pencil. Hey. I literally gave you a pencil.
I did.
No equal sign.
What are you trying to figure out?
Solid
So,
No.
That is greater than 4x minus 30.
Dotted line if it's on anything, it's uninclusive.
Oh, so
Full line if it's
dotted
inclusive,
line.
and if it's greater than, then you
Dotted
shade
but not
the
included,
upper
right?
portion.
So I also annotated
More than
whoever
you
showed
should
the time of the text box.
So
Dash,
Oh my god.
dash would just mean you would,
Look, see how it is.
you don't see an equal sign, you dash the
It
line,
doesn't matter.
you do solid. If y is greater, then shade up. If it's less, shade down. That's all.
Because the only.
So look at this one.
3 times x plus 3. We got plus 3. Do your slope. I know you guys can do that. But to have a slight wrinkle so you can inequality. Right? So less than or equal to. So what does that mean?
Oh, I got
Go
it.
down. Make that less.
Okay, thank you.
That's all.
Dude, what the hell is this?
Go, Lizzie.
Oh. How am I supposed to?
With y. If y is greater, you go up. If y is less, you go down. But very important though, you got to isolate y though. You got to. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, if you divide by negative. Yeah, if you have to divide when you're isolating y, if you have to divide both sides by a negative number to get y by itself, the inequality will switch. You'll need to do that. All right, let's move on to the examples down below.
I'm like looking for where
And by the way, we're not doing the last page. Cross off the last page. We're not doing the last page. Yeah, because that's actually in chapter 3. So cross off the last page. We're not doing the last page. We're just going to do these 5 examples here, and then we're done.
Oh, wait, what?
Dude, you did like a whole of it.
Oh, I crossed.
Wait, systems of linear inequality.
That's in chapter 3. We're not doing it. That's if you have like 2 inequalities and you have to figure out where they overlap. Yeah. So, okay. Well, I mean, if you remember, that's good. All right. So your slope is 2. Y-intercept
I know.
is -1. Guys, quiet, please.
Yeah, you can't always help it.
All right. Geez. All right. Okay.
It's like someone's about to me today.
I am.
You need lunch, dude. All right.
Bro, just so on your
7 questions
within the past
time of my me doing one problem.
All right. Good. All right.
This is simple.
So, just to summarize, here we go.
What is one doing?
Just like the way in line, that's right. You go, Patrick. Cool. All right. Find the slope. Find the y-intercept. Plot the line. And then just do the last thing you gotta do. How you're gonna shade it, and you're just keep the line solid or done. So in this case, because there's an equal sign, I'll take the solid. It's less, I'm gonna shade below. Slope is including 2, y-intercept is including -1. So you look at -1, do a slope of 2, get some other points, and we're gonna shade below.
And put 3 on top instead of
Shade below.
My brain doesn't warm up.
Patrick, if you divide.
All right. Let's try. Actually, Pat, why don't you walk us this next one here?
yeah, Patrick.
Yeah,
You can do it. You better.
So,
Okay.
so it would be want to get x on the other side. So so yeah, there you go. Then you want to divide everything by 2. So then you're gonna get half of x plus 3.
All right.
So it's gonna be
Okay, for the second problem, so perfect.
Oh my
So
god.
Patrick walk us through it. Here's the deal.
I got it. Don't worry.
So you add x to the other side, divide by 2. That's what I did bring off to the right. You put x to the other side, divide by 2. So your y-intercept is 3.
Don't worry. I got it.
Minus is 3.
You got this. I got it.
Slope is 1. And it's solid. And down.
So less than, if y is less than, then it's down.
Go ahead, Patrick.
What?
Oh, you're saying.
Oh, I was just saying if y is less than, then it's down.
Right.
Yeah.
So y is
I'm
less
just
than,
confirming, Charlie. Oh, it kind of felt like
It has an equal sign, so we have to have two sides.
However, there is.
No,
It's actually a great.
we dotted. Yes.
Oh,
All right, let's try that one next.
my bad. I'm sorry.
Hey, calm down. All right, that's all good.
Can I do this one?
Go ahead.
So you want to times everything by 2?
Okay, sure. No, we'll see that.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
we don't want.
All right, next.
Then you just move the 4 over.
Okay. So yeah, so if we do that one,
Against I thought against Patrick. Hugo, who would win?
I don't know.
Yeah.
so you got that?
No, you don't. No, you don't. Dude, I bench 405.
Okay. So questions on this one?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Two special case sketch black, please. Two special case. All right, Patrick.
Better sit.
Yeah, all right.
I'm just doing that.
Sorry.
Guys,
Yeah, thanks, Libby. All right, guys, quietly. I'm almost done. You guys will have 20 minutes to do some review. Or if you have other stuff you need to do, that's fine too. This is a horizontal line. It's horizontal line because it's y, right? Whenever you have y less than or greater than, it's going to be a horizontal line. This right here will be vertical. Wow, that's vertical. Okay. Now, if it's less, we're going down. And dash. Here, it's going to be solid. Now, in this case, because it's x, because x is a horizontal coordinate. Remember, all the other problems we've done so far, y was isolated. Y is a vertical coordinate, so it's a matter of being up or down. When x is isolated, you don't look at up or down because x is horizontal. You got to look at left or right. If x is bigger than 1, I'm going to the right. If it's less than 1, I'm going to the left. Plus, any number you pick in here should satisfy that inequality, which it does. If I were to pick, like, say, a random point in the shaded region, like, say, 4, 1, plug in 4 for x, that's true. If I plug in a random point here, like, say, 0, 0, plug in 0 for y, yeah, 0 is less than 4. You always have to guarantee that anything in the shaded region would satisfy the inequality that corresponds to. Kayla, go ahead.
So the one, so for both of them, actually, the first one, it goes down because it's like,
So this one?
it's less than.
Yes.
And then for the other one, it's just like.
It's going to the right because it's x. And it's greater.
Always to the right.
Well, because x is greater. If I made it x less than or equal to 1,
It would go the other way.
of course.
Oh, so it just kind of goes like the way it faces.
Totally. Totally. Yep. Yep. Whew. Okay. I promise we're going to, well, we are going to try to do kind of fast also. We're going to start pumping the brakes eventually. Lizzie, go ahead. That's just a mistake. Yeah, it's supposed to be algebra 2. That's from my notes that I forgot to update. From, yeah, it's supposed to be algebra 2. All right, what I would do if I were you guys, if you guys want extra practice, work on this, the review problems. If you want more practice with graphing, Absolute value. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that right now. Yeah. Let's do. Hold on one sec, guys.
No, I never have a practice. No.
Let me print one extra thing on graphs of absolute value. I want to give you guys a little extra practice on it. Let's see here. Let's do 20.
Let me just do. Let me practice my simple.
9 over 2.
Let me practice my simple.
9 over 2. So that's 9 squared over 2 squared. 9 squared over 2 squared. So it's like 81 over 4. Yeah, I even also need to class. Or I should go to
Dude, you're stupid. You're just.
I just want to make sure.
All right.
I would like the judgment to stop, and I think it's okay to ask questions.
You're old.
Oh no, you're okay. I'll stop. It's okay.
Let's do a problem on conversions because I think Matthew was asking about that.
I think it's simple.
Why are you saying this?
Okay.
Wow. Crazy.
Let's do this problem here.
Indeed, okay. If function of x equals to negative 2x squared.
Go, Hugo. Don't go like so.
Okay, Hugo, actually.
Okay, Matthew, you're asking about conversion, right? Okay. So let's look at this one here.
This is from the old test.
Wait, Mr. E?
Oh, yep.
If it's a function of x equals to negative 2x squared and then function of x negative function of negative 2, then it's just x equals to 2.
Wait, sorry, repeat that one, please.
For this guy. And then it's that. Because there's just another way.
Okay.
Yeah, but why does it don't?
I know, but then
No, I don't want to check answers. Why do you? Bro, I'd like to go.
That's gonna be test number 1.
What happened to 81 over 2, bro?
oh, that's yeah.
9 squared. Wait, 9 halves squared is not 9. 89 over 4 is 2. 2 squared, not 2. 89 over 4. 81 over 4.
Okay, so Matthew, here's what we have going on.
Patrick, don't ask me.
So you got 3
No.
Y'all are on the same time.
No, you take care of that. I like doing things methodically.
You got to the hours.
I know, Patrick does too, so that's just
How many seconds are an hour?
I'm smart guy. I don't know.
3600. Right.
How do you even have any four? What do you even have?
I know. But it's not
Oh.
homework, just this practice.
It's not homework. It's just for to help you study. That's all. Nothing to turn in now.
Mr. E. I may need some help.
Hold on a sec. And then you have 1 mile. which is 5,280 feet.
9 times -2.
And that's how you do it.
18 plus 1.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I have a question about this. But like one of my yeah, I'm just like a little, my brain isn't working right now.
No, it's working just fine. So far it's working good. That's 9/4, right? 81 over 36. You see that 81 and 9 cross cancel?
Oh, that's
Wait, how do you get 81 over 36?
You multiply fractions.
wait, so
But I would just cross cancel.
Well, what I'm saying is,
I cross cancel.
well, he goes here, then he just goes cross cancel, and you just end up with
9 over 4.
Yeah, 9 over 4.
wait, so you cross cancel 81 and 9.
I got 3.
That's right.
So what you
I was gonna say, how'd you get 36? Oh, but he was
so hold on. So you cross cancel.
How hard you
Grab the following number on the number line.
So then
No, come on. What
Let me get one more practice set for you guys. That will help with
wait, no,
graphs.
I'm just confused. I'm
But I
stupid.
think you can just
That's
take it next year. Next semester. In your first semester.
So wait,
This year.
then-
You can just take it next
Then
year.
yes, you
But it's like, it's good. You got you get less credit.
and then you get 30.
Yeah, I did this.
Okay,
I got
okay,
30.
simple arithmetic, easy, bro. Bro, I'm smart. Literally, Arco, stop. Let me have. Literally, I'm not helping you in math.
Tell me what you get for.
Oh, you don't deserve it.
I wouldn't let that slide.
Bro,
Nah, that's cool.
Like,
When?
So I'm gonna print an extra problem set with graphs of absolute value. Just give me a sec here and let me take care of that.
well,
I was sent to the wrong printer. Huh, that's weird.
So you have
Follow how this above.
So you have 1 mile. So multiply it. That is equal by how many miles you have to add. So 5,280 times what? Times 70 miles per hour.
This is -25 over 7.
So multiply
Smaller than negative roots.
-0.507 is bigger than this.
Negative roots.
What? How much?
Oh, -6. Yeah, -0.507 is like -3 point something.
So I put them like right next to each other.
Yeah, no,
but
-0.507 is less.
Yeah, but negative roots is bigger.
Because -6 is like -2 point something. So,
Hey James, you have a question? Oh, it's it's like -2 point something.
With
Negative root 6. -25 over 7 is like -3 point something.
Bro, Patty.
Wait.
How many times is 7 going to 25?
Oh, okay, no,
At least 3 times, right?
I don't know why I thought that too.
What's up?
So, for this one, would that
You got the right equation.
Okay, now
So,
I'm gonna be the number.
Per
Yeah.
120
You,
miles.
and just, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
The function of X thing is going to throw you off. It's going to be just, if it goes f of -3, just plug in 3 for X. So the G, it's just another one. So 2 is going to equal X in the second one, where there's the absolute value of -4 equals.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, yeah.
My bad, can I have a super plate?
It's just plugging in, right?
Yeah, that's all there is to it.
Yeah, totally. Just any question? Yeah, what's up?
Did we get on?
Yeah, so but you got to choose.
Negative 3 squared. That's 9
And then whatever plus 1 is. So it's like nice when you have. We swear -3 first.
Oh,
How do you want to? Yeah, let me go pick up that trouble set.
Why does it matter if we get straight in? Exactly, and then if you want, I'm doing science on the 12 years. It's definitely process on it. Yeah, and your classes, exactly. There's like how much quality classes, it's like, yeah.
That's gonna be
The hardest part is getting
the hardest
part is the work. If you only have two, you need extra, that's the extra.
Bro, how do you do the roots?
It's 2 times. It's
1/4.
It's like my favorite character.
See, like, did you do the like the quiz things you signed that were so
3 over
Right,
4
here's
minus
the
3.
one-
Yeah, 3 times
9 4.
What? 3 times 1/4 is -4.
Yeah.
14 times 3.
You got
3 over 4 minus.
Yeah, I'm gonna invite. I'll be available.
3 fourths minus 3
And
to get
everyone's
9
like,
negative 9 fourths.
What? Right forward.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll be available Sunday at 8. Monday at 2:40 during office hours. I'll also be available Monday at 8 as well. So I'll send invites.
With Sunday, like
8 o'clock time.
All right.
Just take good slips, right?
If it's saying just
Hold on, so that's negative 1/4.
and then
And that's 1/4. So they're neither, right? Because for it to be perpendicular, you have to have negative 1/4 and positive 4.
do you think I could just do like find the slopes?
That's what that's supposed to do.
But then if they might not be perpendicular even
No, the drops are the argument perpendicular.
so I don't even have to.
Regardless of the what, you'll have to don't find the equation. That's too much work.
That's what I would.
Don't do that. No, I don't want to do that. So this is a repeat problem. Oh, sorry, repeat that.
Side of the line.
That's just more for graphing.
Okay, so no. Wait, this graphics are not tested.
Yeah, because
Wait, am I like wait? No, you're not. I'm not doing that. For what? For the probably like what is I'll take the 33%. Yes. I'm kidding.
Buddy, here's your stuff.
That's a pretty good. What? Yeah. I thought 30.